Good afternoon, spectators. First of all, the qualified for the single semi-finals in the European Youth Championship 2018, both in the girls and in the boys division. A little later we will know the finalists, but before that there'll be 10 minutes practice. single. It's a pleasure for me to introduce the semi-finalists in the girls and the boys single event. On lane 9 and 10, Cecilie Dam, Denmark. Up against Sophie Thompson from England. On lane 13-14, from Austria, Jacqueline Vitura. And from Sweden, Hanna Engberg. Lane 17-18, William Svensson, Sweden. Meeting Georg Skruden, Norway. On lane 21-22, from Slovenia, Tim Mosafirovic. Up against Maxime Dubois from France. We ready? Good luck to everybody.
So first shot coming out from William Svensson. Looks like a good shot. William Svensson pured it. Looks like he's playing around 10 to a little bit the outside, and Georg Skruden on lane 17 is ready now. He's throwing haywire, and he had a really good look on the fresh so far, and he also strikes. As I said, I think we're gonna have a blast of a match between those two, Georg and William. See what Jacqueline does in lane 14. She misses to the outside and gets a washout. Looks like she needs to try to get a little more to the right and get the ball to check up a little bit more. She actually looked pretty decent in the warm-up. She's throwing an absolute truth from Global. Now we see Georg. He missed a little bit to the inside and goes to the nose. Looks like lane 18 took in a little bit more than lane 17 does. But let's see what William does here. William misses inside and he gets the push. So as I said, I think William got both lanes figured out now, and I think Georg has to realize that that lane 18 hooks a little bit more than lane 17, in my opinion. Looks like William hit the push, and see Hanna Engberg from Sweden looks pretty decent. She looks like she's locked in, so she has a pretty decent look too. Jacqueline with a good shot here, and strike. Looks like William is locked in now. He's, as I said, lane 18 hooks a little bit more. Looks like it's a bit more to the front and not so early, so the ball picks up the back end a little bit more. As we see here with Georg, he misses a little bit inside. And that lane, you get a little bit of push on lane 17, where lane 18, if you miss inside on that lane, looks like it goes to the nose. Well, William has a little open angles on lane 18, so he gets the ball to the dry spot a little bit quicker. And he shims to the first part of the lane, and he actually gets the ball to check up quite well in that lane. Looking forward to see his next shot on 17, because he looks like he missed a little bit inside the last shot. I hope that that was on purpose, that he threw it there. But for me, it looked like he was throwing it in a little bit. So let's see now on William how he's going to throw this ball. But I think William is locked in pretty well right now. Hannah Ingberg with a clip spur. So William, yeah, it looks like, yeah. So William definitely figured those two lanes out, and William figured out the lane 17 hooks a little bit less and he shims a little more in the middle, so he's using that oil in the mid lane to get the ball to shim and get it through the pins. When lane 18 he's having a little more open ankles, and you see Gear now, he gets the ball home on lane 18 to a strike, and he got a ring 10 on the other lane, where it got back a little bit too much. So I definitely think that William has the best look of those two guys right now. William looks like he's locked in. See what Hannah does here. Hannah tripped the 4-pin. It looks like lane 14 for both of them is a little bit earlier to the outside, and it looks like lane 13 hooks a little bit less than lane 14 for the girls. We see a couple of weak reactions on that lane. Last shot it looked like Hannah missed to the inside. This shot was actually pretty good from Jacqueline, and she 2-8-10, so it looked like the bulb was burning a little bit. It probably hit a spot. I can't really figure out if the lane is a little bit stronger. That was a bad shot from William. He missed pure it inside. Can't really take anything from that shot. Wow! Oh, she was almost spurring 2-8-10. It's pretty cool. So let's see how it goes in that match down there. Cecilia is leaving some weak 10 pins. I can't really see the pattern down there, how it develops, but it looks like she leaves a flat 10 this time. William with a safe spur here. I just personally think that William made a bad shot. Looks like Hannah Engberg from Sweden on 13-14 is figured out how the lane developed, and looks like she made a move on that lane. I would like to see Hannah make a little bit of a move on lane 14. She took the 4-pin last shot. I'd like to see her move a couple of boards to the inside. Now we got a ball change from Jacqueline. I think she went onto the truth, and it looks like quite a lot of surface on the ball. Let me just see if that's right. Yeah, so definitely looks like that ball got at least new 1000 or 500 on it. So that ball is going to pick up a lot earlier. Look like it's an interception she's throwing right now. Looks like the ball picked up a little bit earlier. Still continued a little bit more down lane, and she leaves the ring 10. So I actually think that ball suits that pair better than the absolute truth. Let's see what William does in this lane. So William covers the spare there. He missed it quite a bit to the right. Let's move down to see the lanes. So the first match we have an open spare 9 for the Danish girl, and we have that double 9 spare for Sophie. Hannah is on double 8-1 triple, so it definitely looks like she found out the pair, and Jacqueline is fighting a bit to get back in the match. It looks like her ball gets off the spot a little bit too quick. I would personally see that she tries to get the ball, moves a little bit deeper, and tries to get the ball into the oil. Because it looks like right now, either she gets the ball to the right and it checks up a little bit too early, she gets it to the left and it goes too hard off the spot and goes through the nose. So I personally think that she should be a little bit softer and she should move even more left, and hopefully we can see it that way. Good shot from Hannah again. Hannah is puring shots right now. She's doing really good. and Jacqueline, she went a bit the other way. She went to the right, and she threw it a little bit harder to get the ball to the front part of the lane and not get it to check up. That's a solution too. I think on lane 13 we're going to see the ball burn out a little bit, maybe leave a 10 pin for her. Let's see what happens with Jacqueline on lane 13. Right now she needs to strike out to just have a chance here, and she needs some help from Hannah if she's going to win that match. And it looks like Hannah is just puring every shot and hitting the pocket, so I don't think that'll be a solution. We got an open for William there. So that match is pretty even. It's in before 4 pins right now. In my opinion, it looks like that William just threw one shot through the nose. He missed the next one to the outside, and then he got confused. And this one was just a really bad shot from him. So I hope he can get back on track now, and we can see a couple of good shots from him, because I actually think he solved the lanes from the start pretty perfectly. And now I don't know what really happened, but it looks like so Thea got the push. He missed a lot inside in that ball and got the shim. So let's watch now what William does. That's going to be really interesting to watch. Because he had 3 bad shots in a row. So let's try to see if William can close this down, and he can start striking again. That's a better shot from William, and makes it back. Looks like he made a little move on to the left, and got the ball a little bit further down lane. And on his face expression, it looked like that ball never going to make it back. So I think William was quite happy with that reaction, and he got quite a lot of space, both of them right now. So I think it's just a matter of fact who executes best the next. In the 9th and the 10th frame here. So we're in between 4 pins in this match. And Hannah is through to the finals. Hannah Engberg. Let's see what Gea does now. And Gea pures it. So Gea doubles in the 8th and the 9th frame here. So he forces William, sets the foundation frame up for the 10th, and basically forces William to strike this shot to be in the match. Otherwise he can't decide himself anymore, and Gea can decide the match. So but right now William can decide himself. I think that's a good shot from William. William pures it, and he does it. William looks really calm right now. Gea's showing a little bit of impression or expression, and let's see what happens in the 10th. We're in between 4 pins here, so definitely a match where where it comes down to the 10th frame. I have to take a look at the Maxime Dubois match now, and so Tim Sevenek from Slovenia looks like he's winning that match pretty comfortably. So we're in before 4 pins right now from Gea from Norway, and William. That's a good shot. And he strikes the 1st and the 10th now. Gea Skritten from Norway. That's a pretty good shot he got there. A little bit light shaker, and he got a mixer and got them all down. William misses a little bit inside. William pures it, so William got the 1st and the 10th too. Still in between 4 pins. As I said, William looks really calm right now. He got the last 3 shots really good, and Gea is pretty pumped up. He threw it really good in the 10th and got that mixer. Let's see what Gea does here. Looks a bit inside for Gear. And he slaps the 10 out. So William needs to strike this shot. William needs to strike 7 to win this match. And Gear can't really do anything about it if William does that. He's gonna win by 1.
William slaps the 10 out. What a shot from William. Now he only needs 7 pins to win that match. And as I said, that match was what I was looking forward to. What a blast of a match. William got the messenger of the 10 pin there. And as I said, I think the 3 shots in the middle of the game here was just poorly bad shots from William. Made a little bit of a move and he struck the next 4 shots to shot. Now he needs 7 pins to shock Gear out. If Gear strikes, Gear gets the strike. So William needs 7 pins to strike Gear out. And right now I don't think that's going to be a problem for William here. So 6 for tie, 7 to win. See what William does here is a bit inside, and William gets 8 down. So William advances this match, and obviously he's that was quite a blast of a match there. What a show of a match they got there, and the guy from France didn't strike, so that means he's in an open here, and that means that Tim Sevenik from... Oh, wait a minute, that's pretty close down there. Tim Sevenik can spare for 199. And let me count that out now. That's going to be 72 and some middle 80. So maximum, that's going to be Tim Sevenik advancing from that match. And it looks like that... let me just watch that. So we got Cecilia Dam on 173 points, and we got Sophie Thompson on 185 with a strike. So that means that I think that Sophie will advance here. She struck the first and the 10th, which is a pretty decent show. And Cecilia bowled a great game. She puts a 10 pin down here, which means that she will lose that match, unfortunately. So we'll have a final between Sophie Thompson from England and Hannah Ingberg from Sweden, and we'll have a final between Tim Sevenik and William Svensson. So the finals for the boys will be on 19-20, and the girls' finals will be on 13-14. 11 and 12. Usually 11 and 12 is a pair that plays pretty well, and the same with 19-20. So I think we're going to see 2 matches where we're going to go down to one of the last frames. Again, what a match between Geir Skritten from Norway and William Svensson. That looked like a pro match between those 2 guys. They both struck the 10th out. They both struck the 10th out. William shot him out.
And we all congratulate William Svensson from Sweden and Tim Musafirovic from Slovenia in the boys' final. And like the other days, we will have the finals on 11-12 for girls, 19-20 for boys. And we'll begin the final as soon as we have the players ready. And we can ask the players leading to the players ready.
Oh là là, Philippe, il fait un câlin à son fils. Oh là là. Putain, ça, c'est la médaille de la PMC. Ah, master, c'est ça. C'est où là? Putain, Maxime, t'es nul. Non, ouais. Tu fais chier. Ça, comme marche, ça connecte. T'as été trop de pause de chaud, donc fallait m'écouter. Chic, sanglier. Non, c'est une vraie tête de sanglier. Et ton fils, c'est quoi? C'est un paresseux. Donc là, la finale, la même chose. Pour Berger.
So now we see some preparing from the final from Hannah Engberg, which is something I haven't noticed that much because I haven't been looking before the squats right now. But she's actually giving the ball some surface before they start. Now they're gonna get the practice again. It looks a little bit like that she tries to dry up the lane. Looks like Johan Ekström was telling her to try to break it down a little bit more to the outside, and it looked like she did that on.
In the single event, one for girls, one for boys. The European Youth Championships 2018. Again, there'll be 10 minutes practice. final, European Youth Championships 2018. It is from Sweden, Hanna Engberg. Up against Sophie Thompson from England. And in the boys division from Sweden, William Svensson. Up against Tim Musafirovic from Slovenia. Be ready at both ends. Good luck to you.
So we have Tim 7 up first here. Tim actually strikes on that lane, and his ball actually reads the lane quite well, I think. See what Hanna does. Hanna starts out with a strike here. I just talked to Marcus from the Swedish Bowling Federation, and he said Hanna got a lot of bronze medals, so it would be fun to finally see her come through and win a title here. I think it's going to be a tough match against Sophie. Let's see what he does here. So William leaves a 4-pin and Sophie strikes. It's going to be pretty fun to see. Looks like William ball just read a little bit early, and I still think he's going to make a move of that next time he gets to lane 19, and he looks pretty solid right now. In my opinion, he's puring a lot of shots. He hasn't missed a pocket for the whole practice now, and looks pretty solid. And William spares. Hanna starts out with a quick double here, puts pressure on Sophie immediately, and it looks like she's pretty locked in. Her ball reads a little bit more in the lane, and that's what I talked about in the practice, where they tried to get the right of where she balls a little bit drier, so her ball reads that part of the lane. Obviously she helps Sophie a little bit because she balls quite similar, but as you see, Sophie doesn't have that much rev rate, so she leaves it flat 10 now. Let's see what Tim does here for this lane. Leaves the 4-pin on that lane, so I might think that looks like on his ball reaction, it looks like he threw it almost the same and got a 4-pin here, so it might be a little bit stronger lane 19. It's probably what the Team Sweden guys saw in the practice, and that's why William was so quick to say that we need to change lanes, I need to figure this lane out before we start. And as you see, William's ball gets a little bit longer down lane, he shims a little bit longer, just 1 foot or something like that, and it pures it to the pin. So it looks like William was a little bit light the last 2 shots in practice, so it looked like he made a little bit of a move of that, and just that little time there's between your practice and when you actually start up, where the lanes get to stand a little bit and gets that minute or 2-3 minutes until you ball again. That makes a little bit of a difference, and the pair was also oiled. The pair was also oiled same time as 17, 18, 21, 22. Let's see what William does here. That was a really good shot from William. It goes a little bit light. It looks like he made a move of that. Looks like he made a move of that on that lane. So he made the 4-pin. Looks like it was a little bit lighter, a little bit more lift. He got a light mixer. Let's see what Tim's ball does in this lane. Tim gets it a little farther to the right. So I think my prediction of that lane 20 shims a little bit more in the front, so they get it a little more down lane, makes the curve a little bit harder. And lane 19 just looks like he hooked a little bit earlier. And William now, his solution to that was moving a little bit in, get a little bit of the oil so he can get the ball through the front part of the lane. And I don't think the difference on the lanes topography is that big. I think that it's actually William's balls, the dull balls he threw in the practice, that makes that little difference on the 2 lanes. Let's see what William does here. William makes a 10-pin, and Hanna trips a 4-pin here, so Hanna is on double 9 special strike, and she really looks solid. Really good shot from him. Let's see what Tim does. He misses a little bit inside here. And he actually gets the strike on that one. So it looks like Tim made a move a little bit left. I thought he missed a little bit inside in the shot. But I think that was in the other lane. He tries to have a little more angle to the outside. And then lane 19, he's a little bit more forward to try to use the oil to get the ball to shim. A little bit more left on that lane. So Sophie trips the 2-pin here and gets a little bit lucky. But balling a final breaks like that can turn a match. So let's see if she follows up with a double now. See what Tim does on this right lane. He's pretty solid so far. Uses a little more angle to the right and he gets it to check out, and he leaves exactly the same as William did. So messenger across the board that didn't hit the 10-pin, and as you can hear in the suites here, Hannah strike. She looks super solid. She trimmed the 4-pin on the other lane. I couldn't really see if she was inside. See what William does here. Good shot from William, and he leaves exactly the same shot again as he did on the other lane. So as I said, the further left they go now, the much similar the two lanes look. And I actually, oh wow, Tim from Slovenia just missed the 10-pin. Jumped up the gutter and hit the 10-pin. We're gonna get a correction from the referee here. So now William is going to take a little more time sparing that 10-pin, making sure he hits it. Sophie couldn't follow up on the strike, so she got an 8 spare on that lucky strike. So it definitely looks like Hannah got this sorted out. And as I said, William shows a little bit of emotions there. Oh wow. And William was actually in the face of Tim there. Spared his 10-pin and Tim missed it. So showed a little bit of the emotion, and that's the first time I've seen William show a little bit of emotion in this finals. So I think this final means quite a lot to William, obviously. And that's what Tim does here. Good shot from Tim, goes well through the pins. Looked like he hit it a little more in the hand and got it through the pins. So let's see what William does here. Oh, William got the double jump on the ball. Oh, nice. So William got the strike. He got the 6-pin around the 10-pin and slaps it out. So William followed up on his shout there and matched what Tim did. And obviously William is pretty good here. He haven't missed a pocket for the game, and same with Tim. So they both pretty locked in here. Let's look what Tim does here. Gets it well through the pins again. So it looks like he tries to hit it a little more on the hand. Looks like he's a little more rounded to get it through the pins, which is working on both lanes. See what William does here. William a little bit lighter, gets it through the pins. So it looked like both ballers took a little bit of speed off the ball. William took a little bit of speed off, and Tim just went a little more around it to get it a little bit out of the spot, get it through the pins. So it looks like both ballers solved it pretty well. William is ahead of 11 pins right now. So Hannah Engberg from Sweden is leading by 33 pins, and they both have a strike in the 7th. Tim from Slovenia is tripled now, so he definitely found out how to strike them. And we're gonna have an interesting situation again. It's a pretty tight match over here between William and Tim. See what William does here. That's a good shot from William. And William also strikes in the 8th frame. So William still leading by 11 pins in lane 19-20 in that final. And see what Hannah does here. Sophie left the 10 pin. Looks like Hannah tripped the 4 out. So I don't think it would be too much to say that Hannah got completely control of that match. She's leading by 40 something pins, and with 2 frames to go. Look what Tim does here. Tim strikes, so he puts the pressure back on William, and William is up on the approach now, so let's see what he does here. Looks like both ballers sorted the lanes out, so just about executing the shots now, taking one shot at a time. That's a good shot from William again, and William gets a 10 out, 6 around to 10. So as I said, both ballers figured out the pair, and it's down to the 10th frame again. William is leading by 11 pins before the 10th frame, which means if he gets Hannah Engberg through nose a little bit high, still leading by quite a lot of pins, and can with a spare here. She basically locks the match down and has the gold. That's what Tim does. Looks like he missed a little bit inside, and he trips the 4-9 out. Wow, so he got the first in the 10th. And as I said, looked like he missed a lot inside. And, obviously he got a little bit lucky there with the 4-9 break. Tripped it. So Hannah spared, and that means that she will most likely, with a high count here, be a single champion. Look what William does. Good shot from William, and William slaps the 10 out, and William got the first and 10th, which means that even with a 9 spare now, Tim Sevenek is, oh wait, yeah, even with a 9 spare now, Tim Sevenek from Slovenia can only tie him. So William needs the next to close the match down. He basically just have to match what Tim does to win this match. Tim misses a lot inside. Looks like he's gonna. Wow. So Tim got the second one in the 10th, and Tim can strike out to 47. And William is on a pace that he's on 258 pace, so he's leading by 11 pins. And with 9 spare for William, Tim needs a strike to tie, and if William gets the strike, he wins the match. Hannah Engberg misses but wins the gold, so congratulations to Hannah with that gold medal. See what William does here. Good shot from William, looked a little bit grab, and William strikes it out, and William is the winner. So we got 2 goals for Team Sweden in this singles event, and it's pretty amazing here, and pretty cool. So Sweden goes with both goals, both in the women's division, and I have to say I'm really impressed with William Svensson here. He struck out two opponents, and William Svensson, that's impressive. Take your hat off for that young guy. What an amazing performance by him in this. He first struck out Georg Skritten in the semi-final, and now we got him. He struck out again against Tim from Slovenia. So as I said, William Svensson is he got his cool on, and he knows how to strike people out, and that emotion when he spared that 10 pin actually got Tim into the mood where he started striking, but then William didn't take that for granted, so William just struck him out, and obviously I think that's a hell of a performance. That's the best performance I've seen all week from a baller. He struck 2 opponents out, both in the semi-finals and in the final here, so he kept his cool, and that was pretty awesome. Please go to the end of the setup.
claquer un petit Sinjoul. 20h. Un petit caca. Fais-le, 20h. Oui, on attend. Vas-y, on s'appelle en fast time. Je vais attendre quoi. Mais toi, tu veux les vues.
Ouais, c'est belle pote.
C'est trop facile. C'est calmé quoi.
De lignes gagnées. 4 matchs, il y a 2 lignes gagnées. 2 lignes gagnées, 4 matchs, c'est 5 steps. Puis, on ne fait pas les steps. On va faire 2, 3, 4.
Ora cai per mago una franzosa
On va pas gagner. Ce qu'ils ont fait là, ils ont revenu. De gagner en 3, ça peut faire 2 avant. 2-0, 2 gagnants.
Je peux gagner une partie à 140.
Juste après la cérémonie.
continue.
Imam da li kaže slike, gospođa.
Slovenian Prince.
Robi, Robi, ajde, dej.
Ne, ali prije sam dolje.
Kako si prije stupnička pejit, ja? Danica, Danica.
So now we're going to be live on with the medal ceremony, and that's going to be on channel 1 here. And as you know, in the finals, the gold medalist is two Swedes. It's Hanna Ingberg from Sweden and William Svensson. But tune in for this medal ceremony. It's always fun to see the young bowlers get touched when they're on the podium. So tune in, watch it. We'll be on live later with the Masters final.